This video here is a combination of the latest Palumbo sculpture and a previous zombie sculpture that are put into a quick little animation. And the good thing about working in ZBrush, which is a virtual sculpting program, is that they can be printed out three-dimensionally and blown up to any size. So that sculpture there, which was just a quick rendition, a 2-hour creation of Palumbo, which is the same time length it took to do the zombie sculpture, you could spend a little more time on it and get it to look like a real sculpture, and then print it out with a 3D printer to any size you want. As long as someone requisitions it, you can get any sculpture done. In fact, you could get this done as an animation for your own channel or whatever subject you want, and it could look, if you spend time on it, it could look just like a regular sculpture. You can make it look like it's made out of bronze, gold, marble, metal, of any kind. We did a video a few years back of a giant Palumbo sculpture that was being proposed. It was like a spoof video. It was a giant Dave Palumbo sculpture that would have been 50 feet tall. It would have been the largest sculpture in the world, or at least proportionate to the Statue of Liberty. And it paralleled an actual true life story that had a tragic note, which I won't get into in this video, but if you're interested, just say something in the comments and I will put it in a future video. But there was a sculptor in San Diego who had a proposed sculpture that was 50 feet tall of Neptune, and Neptune was restraining 3 orcas, and the whole perimeter of the sculpture was 200 feet long by 50 feet wide, and it had this 51 or 50 foot sculpture of Poseidon in the middle of it. And it was going to be in the port of San Diego, and it was going to be a really big deal, and the sculptor was going to get 10% or something like that of all trinkets and sales, which would add up. Because if you look at the Statue of Liberty, all the little models of the Statue of Liberty, posters, calendars, etc., if you're getting 10% of that, and you have something comparable on the West Coast as that, you'd probably make some money. Plus, there's a lot of perks and benefits to being the sculptor that created it. Well, you had women's groups say that it was a male Neptune that was a patriarch, and that was, in their opinion, not good, so they were on the case. And there were journalists that were saying it was going to be an eyesore. So I knew about this in around 2004, and it was supposed to be completed around 2007, and I had forgotten all about it, but I was looking online years later, maybe around 2010, whatever happened to that. So I looked it up, and it definitely didn't go through, and it may be negatively affected with all the anticipation that the sculptor had with the end reward. Might have disappointed him so much that it ended up tragically for him, but I don't know the full story. What this video, which I'm about to play right now, and it'll end, this whole video will end right after that, is a take on that. This was done years ago. I can't remember when it was done, but it was like right after Schwarzenegger left his governor position. But it's about a proposed giant Palumbo statue in San Diego. And if you raise enough money, create enough hype, get enough people to back it, etc., there could be a giant, iconic West Coast or wherever Palumbo statue. In fact, he could requisition one himself for his own property. That's the value of doing digital sculpting, because you can print it out to any size. You can print it out to 50 feet tall if you wanted to. It would cost a lot of money. Or you can render it out looking like a sculpture, or you can render it out looking like it has 100% real skin tone with translucency on the ears and the nose and skin pores, exactly what they do in movies. And you can animate this. It goes on, the benefits. And if you're creating still images, you could render that still out from any angle. There's so many benefits to doing digital sculpting, and the technology is only improving. So here is the video released several years back, a spoof video of the proposal for the giant Palumbo statue.
You are looking at a 2-foot-high model of what will be the largest sculpture in the world. The city of San Diego has been looking for a landmark that will be unique to the western coast of the United States. New York has the Statue of Liberty, and now San Diego will have the David Palumbo. David Palumbo reached the heights of the bodybuilding world in the 1990s and was widely seen as Arnold Schwarzenegger's successor. Now, Palumbo will be immortalized with a 51-foot sculpture in San Diego's popular harbor. People from all over the world will be drawn to the sculpture, creating new interest, not to mention tourist dollars, to the San Diego area. All the engineering logistics have been ironed out, and all that is left is a vote from San Diego's local politicians over the ramifications such a sculpture will bring to Southern California. Many speculate that a project such as this would have been easier to pass through when Arnold Schwarzenegger was still governor. Others argue that Mr. Schwarzenegger would have had reservations about promoting a bodybuilder such as Palumbo far ahead of Schwarzenegger's own status in the world. In any case, we enthusiastically await the vetting process in what may well turn out to be the biggest boon to the California economy since the gold rush of the mid-1800s. Stay tuned for updates, and by all means subscribe to this channel.